What up? This is Eric here. That's facebook.com/Eric the Conqueror or youtube.com/user/the Sandman047. It is a lovely Tuesday afternoon on October 29th, 2013. Interestingly enough, it's actually an anniversary of Black Friday, or not Black Friday, Black Tuesday, which was happened in 1929 actually. Uh, it was the stock market crash. It was a famous black market stock market crash of 1929, and that was the end of the Roaring Twenties, as we call them, and the beginning of the Great Depression, or the Dirty Thirties, as they are dubbed. Just a little bit of a history lesson for all you who happen to give a fuck, who give a shit, like, I don't know, anybody who cares. And yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit about that. How crazy, like, how much shit can happen in the drop of a hat. Like, I mean, although it was predetermined, like, all the big players knew that that shit was gonna happen because, you know, they were selling off. And part of the reason why that happened was because like, you know, people were they had introduced buying on margin. So essentially all you had to do is you had to have 10% of your down, and then that's it. That's all you needed, 10% as a down, and the rest could be bought on credit. And what people were doing was they were, like, say I have $100,000, I would buy $1 million in shares because I had 10% of it and I had it covered, and everybody was doing that, and then it just caused the market to be inflated. And then I'm pretty sure it was being done on purpose. Our masters don't really like it when we're doing too well. So the masters decided that to pull out. I mean, all the big players. I remember reading about this as a teenager, and, like, I wasn't there at the time, but, like, I remember reading about this event, and all the big players, the Rockefellers, the Winston. I don't remember the exact names, but I remember J.D. Rockefeller was one of them. All those guys, they pulled out, and then bam, the stock market crashed. And then, like, the crash happened when, like, when companies started recalling their payments, like, oh, you guys can't buy on margin anymore because you guys fucking owe us 90% of the money. Where the fuck is it? And the thing is, people were covering this shit because they would buy the shares at 10%, then resell them and cover their payment and have money left over, and then do it again and again and again. That just causes a cyclical thing, cycle events, cyclical cycle, same shit. And then eventually it crashed, and thus the Great Depression was born. Just a little bit of background history for all you young folks. I'm pretty young too, but, all you who don't remember. And fuck, it's a lovely afternoon. I mean, the sun is shining. Let's see if I can get this. Yep. So, I was actually on my way back home, and I decided to... I was passing by a Gurdwara. For those who don't know, that is a Sikh temple. It's actually Sikh temple. And, I decided to... It wasn't busy, and I knew it wasn't going to be so busy, so I decided to do some meditation. And, it paid off. It was empty, and I got to just sit and stretch out for a while and listen to the mantra. Fucking hell, man, this motherfucker. Decided to just, listen to a mantra and just meditate on emptiness. And I came out with a lot of there was a lot of things that went through my mind, and one of them being is, this temple had to do some work done, and I couldn't find the flower of life at first, and then I found it on the roof, and I was glad that the flower of life had a mainstay. And yeah, so I was just mind blasted. Like, I emptied my mind and I just started thinking, and like, it's just it's funny how like the egg and the sperm. That was my primary thought. Like when a man fucks a woman and then releases his sperm and ejaculation into the woman, the sperms go there, they find the egg, and then they kind of like, sperm has a tail, it penetrates, and that just gets me thinking, like, if you take a sperm and an egg and position them like this so that the sperm punches it from above, to me that kind of looks like a brain with a spinal cord attached to it. And then it's just amazing how everything else is just a fractal of everything else. I was just thinking about the other day, I remember I had a little theory about consciousness and oneness, and how every cell probably is how I think that maybe, just maybe, is one of my theories, that every cell has a little bit of consciousness, and all those cells contribute to a bigger whole, and you have consciousness as a human being, and then we all contribute to a higher consciousness, which is the universe, and then it's so forth and so forth. It just goes down in a cycle. And then so I just got to thinking, like, a sperm is like it's like this, right? And it punches through the vagina, and well, penis punches the vagina, and then in turn the sperm punches through the outer layer of the egg and fertilizes the egg. And it just got me thinking, like, it's just got me thinking, like it just, to me, that looks incredibly like that just looks like a spinal column, and like, the sperm and its tail. And then if you think about it, human beings are symmetrical, I would say, but like, we have two halves. And to me, like, the initial cell starts off and it splits in two and it mirrors itself, and that's how we end up with two halves in a whole body. And it's kind of funny to me, like, that initial cell stays that way, and like it just builds itself up, and then you have the egg up here. Well, it depends on which way you dictate it. Like, it would probably be the other way around, I think. No, I'm not sure, because I mean, the whole column is important. There's, like, you can think of it as the egg being down here or the egg being up here. Either way, one of the energy centers is the egg, and that would be the positive or negative end. No, that would be the negative end. So that would be the negative end, because that side takes energy in. So that would probably be up here. So the egg is probably at the top, because we take in energy and expel it through the bottom. Or is it that way? I don't know. Let's go. Anyways, I just thought it was kind of curious how, like, the whole cycle of things is just, it's all cyclical, and like, shit happens, and then something else happens, and then shit happens again, and then similar shit happens. And we all just live in a big, like, huge hot mess of fucking action, reaction all the time. Like, right now, like, for instance, I could, like, there's a guy behind me, I could slam on my brakes right now and give him the worst day ever. And that in turn, he'll probably go home stressed out, and like, I don't know, maybe he'll, like, not be nice to his dog, and then maybe his dog will bite him later on, and this guy will bleed all over the floor and cause a mess, and somebody else will have to clean it up, and then he might get pissed off, and then, like, something will happen, and then he might end up punching somebody in the face, and that person will set off a chain reaction, and then maybe tomorrow I'll be driving, and this person will brake really hard in front of me, and it'll be that guy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just amazing how, like, interconnected everything is, and I just thought it was kind of a funny thing, experience, like, with the egg and the sperm, and how our brain's up here, and we have a spinal column, and like, everything just mirrors it, like. And even animals, they have tails, right? Lo and behold, sperms have tails too. I don't know. We used to have tails, but they kind of shrank up, and like, some people are actually still born with a tail, and